Someone failed interview because she or he do not understand what institutional abuse mean. And I'm here to tell you what institutional abuse mean. Institutional abuse is mistreatment done by the system, done by the care home against the resident. Institutional abuse is when the need of the resident are being sacrificed for the smooth running of the home. What do I mean? Institutional abuse is when the need of a resident is being neglected so that it will benefit the system. The system, which is the care home or the company, they intentionally will overlook that thing for maybe for their own gain. What do I mean? A situation whereby we're in summer, yeah, heater should be off. In some care home, the heaters are still on, maybe because they paid so much money to fix the heater when it was winter, so they made it in a way that they're not going to redo it again and pay money to refix it again during winter, so they just leave it to run, maybe because they have paid so much money to fix this. You get what I mean now? Institutional abuse is the mistreatment of the residents by the system. Having known what institutional abuse means, now different types of institutional abuse. I'm sorry I've not really talked about this, but there are many of them. First of all, discouraging resident families or their relative from visiting their family in their home. It is an institutional abuse. A process where maybe the care home manager will be like, no, we don't want any visits. He or she do not want to see it. Preventing the family members from visiting their own family member who is in the care home. It can be considered as institutional abuse. Scheduled toilet time. What do I mean? In some care home, you see some staff saying, no, he doesn't go to toilet by this time. We only take him to toilet at 1 p.m. and the next time at 4 p.m. Whereas the resident might be pressed. They want to go to the toilet and you be like, no, this is not time to go to toilet. We have time. We take them to toilet. That is an abuse, institutional abuse. Set bath and shower time. What do I mean? Set bath and shower time. They say, oh, no, you can't have your bath in the morning. We'll only give you bath in the afternoon or in the night. Setting time, putting a set time to when you have to shower a resident is an institutional abuse. Catheterization instead of toilet visit. Instead of taking a resident to use the toilet, they put catheter so that the resident can stay at a place, so they don't take the resident to toilet. They only empty the catheter bag. If the catheter is not from the hospital and the catheter shouldn't be there, why putting it? But this thing happens because they don't want to be taking the resident to the toilet often, or maybe the person always go to the toilet every 10-15 minutes and they are fed up, so they put catheter until assessment says so. Otherwise, that is an abuse. Even putting a resident on pad. Do you know that putting pad on resident who should go to toilet is an abuse because you are limiting them? Another one is over-sedating for a quiet shift. You have a resident who is very, very active. They destroy things going from one place to another and all that. Assessment have not been carried out to maybe put something in place to help calm them down. Now, as a staff, you go out of your way to overdose them or underdose them, finding a way to make sure that if they take this medication, they're gonna fall asleep, they're gonna feel weak, they won't be very active anymore. That is institutional abuse. Another one I have here is lack of respect and dignity. Lack of respect and dignity. You're going into a resident room, just bang their door, you put on their lights without any consent, you just do as you wish. That is institutional abuse. Lack of social recreational and educational activities. If there is no activity going on for the resident in your home, that is institutional abuse. There should be activities going on. They should be engaged in activities all the time, always. If this thing is not happening, these residents are being abused. Failure to cater for individual cultural, religious, and ethnic need. What do I mean? In some care homes, you know, always the priest comes to celebrate mass. Sometimes, they come to give them Holy Communion, depend on what religion the person is practicing. So if a resident in your home is a Catholic, for example, and they want to receive Holy Communion, they want to attend masses, if they are not able to find their way to the church, then the home have to arrange for the Catholic priest to come to the home and celebrate mass for them. So if none of these are being arranged or is put in place, you are abusing that resident. So long they want it. If they don't want it, there's no problem. But so long they want it and you do not put it in place, that is an abuse. Another one I have here is no choice at meal time. Some carers do this awful without knowing that they are abusing the resident. A situation whereby you've got pasta, you've got mashed potatoes, you've got rice, you've got salmon, you've got beef, you've got chicken. You did not even give them option. You didn't list all these things to them to say, what do you want? We've got this, we've got that, we've got that. What do you want? Which would you like me to offer you? Give them option. Let them choose. You have cornflakes, you have Weetabix, you have porridge, you have toast. Tell them the list of what you have so they can make choices. But when you come, you just put pasta for that person without asking. You just serve them what you wish. Remember, this is resident-centered care. This is patient-centered care, not staff-centered care. So when you don't ask them questions, you don't give them options, what you have for them to choose, that is an institutional abuse. Okay, so all these things, failure to provide care with denture. Residents who have got dentures, please check out with your residents. See those who have got dentures. See if you are providing denture care. It is better for you to try and they refuse, then you document that they refuse, than not trying at all. When you don't try at all, it is an institutional abuse. Okay, so you have to find out what is going on where you are working and see if it falls in any of these ones I mentioned. If it is, then the resident is being abused institutionally. A lot of times we do some of these things without even knowing. Now that you know, now that I have listed all of them, please do not go to interview and fail it again.